Hi again, everybody. Bill Phillips here. It's the Bills 9-minute Phill-Up, and it is a Wednesday, and we are excited about today. A lot going on. One of the stories that we're going to talk about, or one of the things we're going to talk about, is something we talked about yesterday to get started, was the settlement for the Norfolk Southern train derailment in East Palestine over a year ago at this point now. And basically what happened was, out of the blue Tuesday, no one was expecting it that quickly, but Norfolk Southern came up with a settlement number of $600 million. Now, this still has to go through the court, and they have to make a decision on if they're going to accept it, not accept it, how they're going to work it out. But a $600 million settlement can help a lot of people. And the way that Norfolk Southern presented it was as if they were making everything right. Now, that was their press release. Now, the question is, do the people of East Palestine believe that is correct? And that's one of the questions we asked to the Senators J.D. Vance and Sherrod Brown. And J.D. Vance talked about the money being a great thing, but the one thing he doesn't want to see is the attorneys get a chunk of that money to start and get their settlements, and the people don't get as much as they're really supposed to get. So he wants to see how that's going to work out. Sherrod Brown had a comment. He made a release that said the details of the settlement and listening to East Palestine residents about whether this is a positive step forward. They must hold Norfolk Southern accountable, which includes passing the Railway Safety Act and ensuring East Palestine residents don't get stuck with an unacceptable surprise tax bill. We talked about that yesterday, the Railway Safety Act, whether or not they were going to continue to push that forward. It's stuck in committee right now. Want to say hello to Mary and to Dennis. Paden City, hello. So we're going to talk about that. And one of the things Sherrod Brown mentions is that Railway Safety Act stuck in committee. Are they going to get that out of there? How are they going to get it out of there? How are they going to get it passed? Or does Norfolk Southern have enough power with lobbyists in Washington where we're paying $600 million? It's a done deal. One of the things in the press release basically said that there's no wrongdoing or no admitting to any wrongdoing. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes and how Sherrod Brown mentioned the surprise tax situation. If you get $1 million and the government and the IRS decides to tax you, you don't get $1 million. There's going to be about a third of that money coming out of the $1 million. So he wants to know whether or not they're going to be surprised with any tax bills or if they get that full chunk of money. So a lot going on there, a lot of moving parts. Chloe Messigitis from News 9, WTOV 9, in East Palestine today, talked to residents. She talked to some residents yesterday as well. So she's going to have a full report on that, see where the residents are, gauge what they are doing at this point. But that is something that's very interesting. More business that's interesting today. 4 banks could be forbidden from operating in West Virginia in terms of the state of West Virginia. Citigroup, TD Bank, Northern Trust Company, and HSBC Holdings will lose their ability to bid on financial services with the state of West Virginia. West Virginia Treasurer Riley Moore says that the banks are seeking to destroy critical energy industries in the state of West Virginia. Of course, you think of coal right away, gas and oil. And so the state of West Virginia taking the stance that if you're going to do that, we're not going to play ball with you. You're not going to have that opportunity to do business with us. Where do you stand on that? Do you think that's a good idea by the state of West Virginia, a bad idea for the companies that want to work with West Virginia? If you're going to, I guess, have that ability to maybe knock down some of those industries, are you just getting what you deserve? Where do you stand on that? It's an interesting situation there. I can see West Virginia's point. Why would you want to do business with people that may try and stop you from using your natural resources that give you an advantage over other states? So interesting there. Something else to talk about. Christmas isn't that far away, or that far. We're not that far removed from Christmas. So we have the stamps, the U.S. Postal Service. Believe it or not, stamp price is going to go up again. They want to put it up to 73 cents. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but when you're sending out a lot of letters, a lot of cards, a lot of correspondence, and big business, they have to, I'm not sure how they do their business, but if they're doing it and that price keeps going up, now they're going to pay bulk rates and it's going to be a little bit different for them. But basically, you used to get a sleeve of 50 stamps and it wasn't that expensive. You go, oh, this is a good deal. Well, now it's starting to creep up. Pretty soon you're going to be paying $1 for 50 stamps, and that's, $50. So it's one of those things where I almost feel like just go ahead and make it 95 cents, $1, whatever it is, just so it stops creeping up. Because every time it creeps up, it seems like everyone gets a little agitated with the U.S. Postal Service. And I know they're trying to get this to the point where they're making a profit or at least not losing money. So why not just, do what you have to do and make it so you're not losing money. If that's putting stamps up another 25 cents, go ahead and do it. Eventually you're going to get there. But they're doing the slow, little torturous thing with the stamp prices. At least that's the way I look at it. But anyways, something that's always great to talk about, no matter what, it is the Olympic Games. And the WTO networks of WTOV9 will be carrying the Olympic Games when they arrive in Paris, France, later this summer, the Summer Games of 2024. And last night, I had an opportunity. I stayed up way too late because I started watching the U.S. national women's team against Canada in the She Believes Cup, which was played in Columbus in front of a sellout crowd. And it was a great game, very interesting game, a lot of action, especially at the end. Canada goes up 1-0. The U.S. comes back with 2 goals. Then late in the game, in the box, penalty called. And I have to say, and initial reaction from the announcers, it just missed the call. Just absolutely blew the call. But as we like to say, officials, they get one shot at it. They don't have a replay because they weren't using VAR. So they got one shot at it, looked at perhaps the U.S. defender had tripped the Canadian attacker, but it wasn't the case on the replay. But anyways, Canada buries the penalty shot. It's tied at 2, so I'm thinking I'm going to be up until 10 o'clock watching this game. No, they went right to penalty kicks, which was an interesting way to do it. Exciting penalty kicks, went into the 7th round. U.S. wins, and I just think for the United States women's national team, which you're starting to see that change, that turnover in the team with new faces, new players, it's an opportunity, a game, a lesson where you learn how to win. You have to be in those situations where the pressure is on. You have to know that you can get it done under the gun. And the U.S. national team against a very good Canadian team, a team that will challenge for the gold medal in Paris, absolutely got the job done when they had to. A couple of players missed penalty shots or were stopped on penalty shots, but they found a way to get it done as a team, and that's critical going into a huge competition like the Paris Games. So they get a win. It's the 5th consecutive She Believes Cup victory that the United States has won. They celebrated after the game. They had the confetti, they had the trophy, they had everything else. Now, can they do that in Paris come the Olympic Games? And the thing that's interesting is there's so much going on in terms of the world of sports, but right now it seems like it's super exciting for women's sports, especially coming off of the Final Four, the scoring race that Caitlin Clark had with history over the course of her season, and then South Carolina goes undefeated, and their team is sensational. And then going into the finals, it's Caitlin Clark in Iowa and her teammates taking on LSU in the Elite Eight. And then in the semifinal, they play one of the other great programs in the country, UConn. Then it's South Carolina. South Carolina wins an undefeated season. Just a lot of exciting stuff going on in the world of women's sports. And now the U.S. women's national team wins. They have 4 games before the Paris Olympics. And I like to say World Cup and Olympic Games for the women national soccer team, 2 most critical tournaments anytime they come around, and just super excited to watch them. And you'll be able to catch them on the networks of WTOV9, and you don't want to miss any of it. I think it's going to be super exciting. Last night's game was super exciting. I stayed up a little bit too late, and I heard a buzzer. I think that's it. Timer's going off. There we go. The studio audience laughing at the buzzer that we have now. It's kind of a sad buzzer, actually, but it's the buzzer we have. So anyways, have a great day, everybody. Appreciate you stopping by. If you can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If there's any other buttons that are there, go ahead and hit them. I don't know what will happen. We'll see. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching.